This one guy at my work this week had a pretty funny would you rather, but this one gets pretty crude.
Okay, go for it.
Would you rather suck a dick for $1 million or get fucked in the ass for $5?
$5 or 5 million? I was like, that's the fuck.
Damn.
It's a tough one.
I'd suck a dick for $1 million.
Okay, then a follow-up to that is, would you do a really good job so it's over quick, or would you?
Yep.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 7 Days Makes 1 Week. I'm Freddie P, back in the place to be. I got the mushrooms, Nico's got the DMT, we got some Kevlar underwear and extra shells. Let's fucking go. Nico's here, we're in Zach's place, he's here, we're joined by Tyler Johnstone, aka TJ Shot That, aka formerly known as TJ Shoots Families. He is a co-worker that I used to have when I worked at the jewelry store. He still works there, I do not. And the two of us just became pretty good friends since. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody this week?
Good.
Doing great.
Good.
Yeah, I can't complain.
Zachary's good. Thumbs up. Perfect. So I guess we'll start with getting to... Well, first off, that intro was from the new Freddie Gibbs album. Joe Rogan phoned him, apparently, and left a voice message and said that.
I thought you freeballed
Joe
that. I
Rogan
was
phoned
super
Freddie
impressed.
Gibbs?
Yeah, it's probably a little skit or whatever just for the album, but he's like, Freddie, I just landed in Vegas, like, my guy came through, I got mushrooms, I got DMT, I got Kevlar underwear and extra fucking rounds, let's go! I was like, god damn. So anyway, Mr. TJ, we worked together, you're a photographer for a jewelry, well actually, your title is photographer for a jewelry company, but I know better than anybody that you have an assortment of roles there. Would you like to give us a little description about your job?
Yeah. Well, I've been there I guess 4 years. October 1st. What's the date today?
The second.
The 2nd. So 4 years yesterday I started there. And yeah, I started as a photographer. I used to service the laundry in Zach's apartment. And
Really?
Yeah, straight up.
That's
As soon as he
crazy.
pulled
What
up,
a-
he's
what
like,
a
yeah, I did the
small
laundry.
world.
Yeah. I used to work for Coinomatic. And anybody out there watching, if you have ever had paid laundry in your apartment, there's only one company, and it's Coinomatic, and I worked for them. So that's what I did before, and I got hired on as a photographer. I offered a subscription service beforehand, and so people could sign up. If you did 4 consecutive months, you get the 5th month free photo shoot. You get back everything that I take. So I was offering that at the time, and I was utilizing that with these guys with the jewelry company. And then one day he's just like, what would it take for you to quit and work here full time? I said, if you pay me the same thing, I'll quit tomorrow. And he said, okay, tell your boss. And so I quit tomorrow. I went the next day and I quit, and that was it. Now I'm here. And yeah, I started taking photos, but as Fred said, I do a lot more. I'm more into custom jewelry, kind of managing the shop, making sure everything flows properly, workshops.
A lot of day-to-day.
A lot of day-to-day. Too much stuff most of the time, but we're here. And
Shipping,
I like
since
to be
left,
busy.
I'm assuming?
Yeah, shipping, a lot of shipping and receiving, and just endless. And I travel with the team too sometimes, just video everything that we're doing, and take photos of what I can. And yeah, it's again 2 hats even when I'm traveling with them, so it's difficult at times, but I enjoy it. I like busy. I don't like
Nico was redoing his
Totally.
Tinder profile once and asked me, how come you get pictures that look like they're done professionally? I
Yeah,
said, "'Cause TJ
straight
took
up.
them." Because they were done by a professional. TJ took them.
Yeah, I'm
Too
like,
funny.
fucking holy fuck, man. Where do you get all these
Tinder
pictures?
profile. I'll link your Tinder profile whenever you want.
Perfect, man. That'd be sick.
Take some pro photos.
That'd be sick, man.
We'll see the difference. in
Yeah,
the
man.
quality
Hopefully I
of-
get a little more hits.
Yeah.
You know.
So the jewelry company, although it does have a flagship store and you can just purchase what do we call the stuff just in the showcases?
I just like production jewelry.
Production goods, yeah. There's things that the company produces just to keep on the shelves. But the main claim to fame for the company is, the company's called Canadian Diamond Boys, formerly known as, also known as Gold Teeth Canada. They focus a lot on making grills. We'll try and get him on one day. I don't know if he'll be fully up for it, but the boss of the company went down to Houston when he was younger and learned from Johnny Dang how to make grills. That guy's owns a company called the Diamond Boys. He gave the blessing for Cody to become the Canadian Diamond Boys. And then, as you can kind of see in TJ's mouth, he's got the all gold tops and the all gold bottoms.
Yes, sir.
You got 16?
Yeah.
8 and 8?
Yeah. Most common 16 or 20. Some people get 20.
Can I ask a question?
You can ask all. I'm setting it up for you. I know all the answers to these questions. I'm kind of hoping you
What
guys
is that? Well, in ballpark, what is that? How what is the process it takes to? Obviously, you got to get molds. And
I
what
was
does
just gonna
that
say,
end
TJ, you still run all of that?
Mhm,
Yeah. So I used to do a lot of the grill work and shipping, and I'm assuming that's all on your shoulders now.
Yeah.
up- Can you kind of explain the process of like inception to final product?
Yeah, so it's like a 4 to 6 week process, depending on if you get it done in store or if you get it done, like if you get a mold kit shipped to your house. So if you order from the website, we send you an at-home mold kit. It's pretty simple to use, and then you do your mold, send it back to us, or you can come in our store and get a mold done, and then that mold. What we do is from that process, we build a wax model of exactly what you want on your teeth. So depending on what you ask for, if you want diamonds, we make that wax model thicker, etc. From the wax, then we will cast the wax into gold, and then final polish it into gold. So that process of 4 to 6 weeks is not because it takes that long to make a grill, but we have right now like 40 pair in production. So like at any given time, there's usually, I'd say, like 30 to, in the busy season, like 50, 55 pair in production at a time. So yours goes into queue behind that. And to quickly elaborate on that a little bit, yours goes, I realized this recently, and it's a better way to explain to people, your jewelry, whether it's making custom jewelry or you're making grills, it goes into queue for a waxing process, whether it's being 3D printed or handmade. Then it goes into queue to be cast. So you go to back of the line. There's X many jobs in queue for being casting, and then once you get casted, then you go back of the line again for polish and finish. So it's kind of like you go to the back of the line and then the back
Multiple
of the line.
lines.
Yeah,
Multiple processes.
Some people
multiple
just
lines.
think it's like once you start, it's just going to be like do 1, 2, 3 and you're done, but it's not that fast. So I'd say our, on the topic of timeline, and it's probably our biggest downfall as a company, is our timeline. But as you guys would know, like making something custom is not like quick.
And you gotta have quality on it, right? Like you
Yeah.
gotta be testing quality.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got my pendant made from them before I ever worked there. That's how I kind of got introduced to the company, and that's like why I was comfortable. Sorry, TJ and I actually met before we worked together at a Mercules concert. I had got my pendant made, so I was cool with the crew, and they let me hang out with them at the concert. And then TJ was just there, and he's just a nice guy and easy to talk to. And that day, I told him that I wanted to start. This is probably like 6 years ago now.
Yeah,
Five
at least.
5. Well, actually, no, because you were at Gold Teeth, but I wasn't there. So maybe 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you've only been there for 4 years. So within the last 4 years or whatever, fuck, time flies. I just told him, like, yeah, man, I want to start a podcast. It's something that I'm really interested in. And he was like, dude, I'll fucking... Literally, we barely even knew each other's names. He's like, dude, I'll be on that shit. I'll fucking be on that shit, no problem. If you need a guest, I'll talk about being a photographer, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of cool that it came full circle all the way
Yeah.
later. But you said grills and custom jewelry. Aside from it being, like, literally done to your teeth, there's a lot of customization you can do with grills as well. Like, window grills, different diamond designs, a single tooth, just the back will be all filled, so you just see like a floating heart in the front, or a thunderbolt, or a written word, or like the possibilities are endless. And like the creativity that a lot of people use with grills is like it's probably the most customized piece of jewelry, aside from it actually just being for your teeth.
Yeah, because it's custom, and it's custom for just you. Like you can't. We do get people ask, like, yo, can I get grills that I can share with my homies? And like, no. There are such a thing, though. There are such a thing. People
Really?
make like just fronts, so it's just like basically like a front piece of gold that goes along the front that looks like teeth, and it just has like little tabs that fold in the back. So you can literally just unhinge the tabs and then just like rinse it out and pass it off, which is weird as hell. I don't know who's doing that, but
Should we get Nico some grills? We should
Dude,
start a budget for the podcast.
Now
to
that
get
he's
Nico
got a
some
pair,
grills.
this is the first time I've ever seen anybody with grills
In
up close
person?
in person. Yeah, I'm like, yo, those are actually kind of sick.
They are
man.
pretty cool.
I remember you
actually.
used to bust my balls while working there. It looks kind of dope when
They
you
are
see them,
kind
eh?
of dope. Yeah, man.
I agree. I have pictures when I was like, I was like 10 or 12. I have pictures like with the it wasn't
Caramel bar.
no, it wasn't. I didn't do that. I did what was that gum that had aluminum foil, the long strips?
Oh, Juicy Fruit?
Those, they had the aluminum foil strips. I used to put that stuff on my teeth. Or I have a picture of these, like, there was a vending machine and it gave those little balls, and inside the
Yeah.
ball was a grill. It was like a pink like your gums, and it had like a squishy like material in the middle of it, and it had teeth on the front of it, like gold teeth on the front of it, and you bite it and just bite down and it just molded to your teeth.
Nice.
And then you
sick.
could boil that bitch, and it would go back to what it was before, and then someone else could mold their teeth onto it. It was weird.
That's hilarious.
I don't know what's with
Wow.
sharing grills. I just thought of that.
Yeah, as soon as you said that you have people who ask to share them, I'm thinking to myself, yo, that's fucked up. Like,
Right.
Pretty weird.
If you don't mind me asking, what are those like a pair like that cost?
A top set, it's $1,000 and change, and a bottom set's $1,000 and change. It's $130 a tooth. For
10
more
carat.
10 karat gold for more than 3 teeth. 2 teeth costs more, and a single tooth costs more. Single tooth costs more because the labor to do it's a little more intensive. It's hard to hold on to a little tiny tooth, so it's a little bit difficult.
The more surface area you give them to work with, the better it'll grip most of the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
get some money together and get Nico one of his canines.
Dude.
That'd be hilarious.
So a couple G's, you get yourself a full set of grills.
Of just 10 like
a full
that.
mouth, yeah.
A full
okay.
mouth, but like a bottom is like $1,000 for like an 8-pack, or like $800 for a 6-pack. But I can definitely link you all up.
Yeah. So how do they like? You just pull them out easily, no problem.
Yeah,
like,
just like that, and they just clip back in. And they're friction fit. Your teeth are actually convex shaped, it's like a slightly domed out,
okay.
and so it just like kind of sucks. It just sits on there and clips in, and it's all but the shape of your teeth. Some people who have bad teeth, I don't have the greatest teeth. I'm not sure everybody has amazing teeth.
Bad teeth.
Yeah,
Okay.
some people's teeth are like perfectly straight, so there's no shape for the grill to actually grab onto. So some people's teeth doesn't work very well, and that
Okay.
always ends up being people get a single cap, and then it takes long. We make like $20 on a single cap, so then they get a single cap, doesn't fit. Then we try to explain to them it's not the grill that's not fitting. Like we do 1,500 pair a year. My boss has been doing this for 15 years almost. So like we know what we're doing when it comes to grills, but we get a single cap. They're like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Like, no. Your teeth are just not shaped properly for it. So if you do 2 teeth, it's more surface area to grab. If you do 3 teeth, it's more, and so on and so
Okay.
forth. So
Like the
more-
guy's done everything from single gold Mike Tyson teeth, like one single gold one like Mike Tyson used to have, to 10 top, 10 bottom, fully 18 karat gold, VS diamonds. You couldn't
Yeah.
fit another
Damn.
fucking diamond in there if you tried. So it's like, I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been around the block.
Can
And
you- Sorry, I just one quick
Yeah.
question. Can you eat with them in?
I was
What's that?
gonna ask
Can you
that too.
eat with them in?
you can, but it's not comfortable.
Okay.
And it's more comfortable to eat with a full set because the metal's biting on metal.
Oh, so because if you're eating with one,
If you're eating with just the
then your
bottom,
teeth
yeah,
are
you're
impacting-
biting onto metal, which I don't know. It's weird because the material feels the same as a tooth. Like your teeth are smooth and hard, but for some reason, like when you bite down on it, it just feels different. That's probably really stupid of me to say, but it just feels a little bit different, you know. But
And it's not advisable to smoke with them in.
Yeah, they
Shout
t-
out Mad Child of Swollen Members.
Yeah.
He has a grill from us, and he fucking... If you've ever seen them live, he can't even do a full set live without having a cigarette. That motherfucker smokes like it's going out of style. And he had probably had
Yeah.
the dirtiest piece of jewelry I've ever seen in
yeah,
my
his
life.
grills
His
are,
grills, man.
yeah, he just smokes with them like crazy. You can smoke with them, but they tarnish, so. And then you'll
Okay.
see it on them eventually. And same with the food, like the acidity and stuff that's in food and drinks that we have, it'll tarnish them eventually. And then you got to get them polished or cleaned or whatever.
Yeah, how do you take care of them on a day-to-day basis?
Baking soda and a toothbrush. That's it. Make a little paste in your hand and just make paste and just rub it on there and just polish them up. It's a good method for all jewelry, by the way. Yeah. And if it's like gold jewelry, it's pretty good. Toothbrush and baking soda.
What if it's fake gold stuff? You should just let it rot.
Well,
'Cause that's what I have.
you're risking rubbing the plating off or whatever is on it.
Oh,
right?
it's rubbing itself off.
Yeah. Yeah. I let it go. I'm just too
We call that fashion jewelry in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
industry.
Yeah. Fashion jewelry is everything I ship across the border.
Yeah, I remember those days. It's
So-
just drop a couple zeros off that, sure.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the jewelry thing because I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
talk about some of the custom stuff that you've done. But before that, you were a photographer. We jumped over it, but I do think it's a hilarious story. Tell us the story of your Instagram handle when our boss or your boss, my former, when Kix ask, because it was originally just Tyler John. I don't know if you want your last name, whatever.
No, it's
Tyler
good.
Johnstone Photography.
Yeah, it was TJ Photography for a while. And then I divided it up because I had half-naked girls and then people's children. So I divided it up so that it wasn't families and you know, all of the
Tits
stuff.
and ass.
Yeah, so it wasn't everything mixed together. And my first pick was TJ Shoots Families. And I never, I don't know. I made it, and then I went to work, and then my coworkers were kind of hassling me, like, really, you landed on TJ Shoots Families, like, could have picked anything else. And yeah, so I had that for a couple days, and then changed it.
TJ
And
Shoots Families.
now when I walk in a room, now when I walk in a room, my boss is like, TJ Shoots Families, what's up? I'm like, damn, man.
You're never gonna live that down, eh?
No,
There'll be like a customer there with like just like a couple, and he'll just walk in and be like, "Yo, TJ Shoots Families."
Yeah.
Like, "Hi, Tyler. Nice
Yeah,
to meet you.
yeah.
I don't actually shoot
I
families."
don't shoot any families. Yeah.
But now it's TJ Shot That. I mean, we'll link it on all the things or whatever.
Yeah.
I know you do like some modeling, I mean, women, the tits and ass and whatever, and a lot of families and stuff.
Mhm.
But I know a lot of the stuff that you've also done, or that you like to do, I should say, is kind of like get creative with it. Like you're always YouTubing different techniques and stuff like that, like going through flowers and slow motion. I just remember you showing me that one.
Yeah. I try to. It's hard, but like a lot of the stuff, especially with the jewelry company, just like I've had to learn it all. I bet like we're all probably learning what we're doing right now. Like, but yeah, you just kind of YouTube's the savior. YouTube. I don't know how many things I've learned on YouTube that just, you know, I didn't know at all what I was doing before, and then you just watch a 20-minute YouTube, and now you just get better at it the more you do it. But yeah, I just try and change things up and try and get as creative as I can. I do that more with video, but I don't really like video.
I guess I kind of
Yeah.
those.
I don't like that with video. I don't like video as much. I don't know. It's just really time consuming for me. So,
Gotta edit and all that shit or whatever.
Man, yeah, it's just monotonous, like clip by clip by clip by clip. If anybody doesn't know, a video is a whole bunch of photos all in a row, and yeah, sometimes you got to edit them like one frame at a time, and it sucks.
Zach knows all about. I start every episode with hello and welcome. He's like, I've heard you say that like 1,000 times.
yeah.
Sorry, bud.
I don't mind.
So yeah, now I just wanted to get a little bit on the TJ Shaw families because it's so funny. We'll hop back to the jewelry. In the time that you got there and the doing custom pieces, and the majority of the time when we say custom pieces, of course, grills count as that. Sometimes you'll get wedding bands and stuff like that, but for the vast majority of it, it's pendants like the one that I got. I have a little jade pendant of a French bulldog face with a little diamond collar for my dog Kobe that they had gotten done for me, but some of the other custom pieces that just popped to my head that I know TJ had a lot of influence in, so we could speak to, like, they did a character of Vegeta, they did the whole character of Broly. That's a deeper cut for Dragon Ball Z people, but he's just like a larger guy, so the pendant was much bigger. Anderson .Paak was supposed to get a piece that they did for him, but there's a bunch of bullshit involved with management and politics. But that piece was like, that shit belongs in like a hip hop museum. We'll dive into that a little bit. The one thing that I can really, really applaud TJ for, and I kind of told him to stick with it, but I did give him a little bit of guff, but I know some of the other guys around the shop gave him a little bit of stick about it, is TJ would just message, like, TJ's probably DM'd more rappers than fucking video vixens. This guy DM'd every, like, if you can name a rapper, like, Drake, he didn't waste his time. Lil Wayne, he didn't waste his time. But from, like, a certain level of rapper down, TJ's messaged like Machine Gun Kelly. Actually, no, that was through a different connection. So
No.
But whatever, lots of people.
Yeah.
And he had stumbled on this TikTok rapper. Her name is Caitlyn Raps, K-T-L-Y-N.
Yeah.
Raps, and she's this blonde girl, pretty blonde girl from San Diego, and she actually's like got a solid flow in bars and shit. Now he's busted his balls that I don't like girl rappers, but she is actually a pretty good rapper for sure. But he messaged her along with 99% of the time they would message him back and be like, yeah man, I'll get send me some shit for free and I'll wear it, no fucking problem. It's like, okay, well, we're not gonna send you a bunch of shit for free, let's work something out. And she was the only person that, like, I'll let you tell the story.
Yeah, she was like the only person that was a little more, I guess, receptive to my message and just hit it off quickly. Like, felt like I knew her right away, and I just had a good feeling. This was before she was this was before she kind of took off. But I don't want to take anything away from her. She was definitely, in my eyes, taken off at the time.
She was growing momentum.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
We could
huge,
see
huge,
her
huge.
TikTok growing.
I hit her like just before she reached 1 million on TikTok, for example. So she was not by any means, low on the totem pole. She was up there, and I went through her music, and I thought, like, to be completely honest, be completely transparent, I went through her music, and I thought it looks very similar to Russ, what she was doing at the time. She, like her album art, very colorful, always dropping singles. They were always listenable songs. Whether or not you liked that type of music, whether or not you liked female rappers, whether or not you listen to that, the music was always listenable. It was always like you could put it on and play it, and it wasn't a song you wanted to skip.
I used to tell TJ when I would walk into our office, because him and I used to sit at desks 10 feet apart from each other for 2 years, and he plays music on his computer all the time. And like, I'm a very particular person when it comes to hip hop music. And I would walk in sometimes, and I'd be like, I swear to God, TJ, if you play this fucking song again today, I'm throwing your computer out the fucking window. I said that to him probably 20 times.
Cardi
like,
B'd be on.
Cardi B would be on. Sometimes it'd be like a Nicki Minaj, or like even like I think maybe a Tekashi once or twice. And I'm like, dude, I swear to God, if you're playing this shit today, I'm throwing your fucking computer out the window.
Straight up.
But when he was playing her, I wouldn't tell him, be like, skip that, like, yo, next. Like, I wouldn't. She has like a good flow, and she makes good songs.
I always thought that too. So I hit her up and was like, yo, I want to make some jewelry for you. I know that our timeline sucks, so I want to just send you some jewelry out the gate so that just kind of welcome you to the team. And then we'll start on designing a pendant, and that pendant we'll design it and we'll custom build it for you. And I just know the timeline sucks, and I don't want you to be twiddling your thumbs for 6 months. So let's do that. So we sent her some jewelry, loaned her out some jewelry for a little while, and then we built this custom pendant for her. And in the meantime, in all of that happening, she got a song with Russ, Handsomer. I always call it the Extendo remix, but they did the remix of the remix, and they did an extended version. And then she went on tour with Russ, which led to her signing with Russ. And she just dropped a video for Big Mad. And she's got lots going on. I know that lots more on the way, nonstop. But yeah, she's from San Diego, lives in LA, and she just tossed out the first pitch at a Padres game the other day. So
yeah, yesterday or the day before, whatever, she threw
before.
the first pitch at a San Diego Padres game.
Yeah,
I understand, or I'm not a big Russ guy, but from what I understand, it's kind of one of his things that he'll make songs and only do like the hook and a verse, and then leave a bunch of beat at the end, and tell all of tell Twitter or TikTok
on TikTok.
Anybody, everybody, rap, get back to me. Whoever's got the best one, you'll get on the song. You can get some royalties off it. Blah 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 blah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet. To be honest, Russ gets a lot of like stick in the hip hop game for kind of like people hating on him, but like his independent grind is retarded. Like really 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 good. And some of the things that he got like shit on for is like rappers were glorifying drug use, and he was like, we should not be telling all the kids to be doing drugs and doing all this shit. And then somebody like a Mac Miller dies, or a Juice WRLD dies, and everyone writes like, oh, R.I.P., R.I.P. And then he went on Twitter and was like, yo, fuck all of you people. All of you people were like, why weren't you helping this guy when we could all see he had a drug problem?
Yeah.
Like you guys were all encouraging him to make this kind of music, and now he dies and you're saying rest in peace. Like, go fuck yourselves. So a bunch of people were hating on him for stuff like that, but I kind of commend him for that. Like, good on you. We shouldn't be telling these people that doing fucking all these drugs is okay. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she's the only one, to the best of my knowledge, that the remix of the song did so well and blah 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 that she actually got a deal out of it and like signed to his label.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how many off TikTok. I know one other girl, Grace, I think. I'm blanking on her name right now. I apologize. It's a wonderful song, but there's a couple that he did, like an open verse for them, and it went well. But yeah, Caitlin's went even beyond. I think they made it on the Billboard with it, like off a song off TikTok. So, off a song that came out as an independent song, and then grew to be on the Billboard. So, major props to them. That worked out really well. I think that it's just the beginning. Like, I think that there will be lots more. Like I said, her music, maybe it's a little more mainstream.
It's pretty poppy, but like that's gonna be her lane.
Yeah. And you know what? When I hit her
she
up,
was out, if looking at her and her image and all that stuff, and she was out there not trying to be like a poppy hip hop chick, it'd be phony. Like,
yeah, yeah. And you know what? Just to give her a little more props for people that don't know, like I when I hit her up, we're not trying to get our jewelry with people that might be for the I guess the safety of our business. We want to check to make sure that, you know, like, this isn't just like a one-time thing. This isn't just a gimmick. Are you just doing this for fun? Do you think this is a joke, sort of thing? So I just said to her, I was like, I didn't say, are you a joke? I just said, like, is this like a TikTok thing? Like, did you just start rapping out of nowhere for TikTok and then this happened? And she said, no, she's been doing this since she was young. I think she said around 10 years old. Like, she's been actually rapping and like making music for a very long time. But she has a lot on Apple Music and all platforms that have been out for a long time before all this happened. So yeah, she's really been trying to do it. It's not just a TikTok gimmick.
Quick way to get famous.
Right. Like, she's earned it for sure. So I'm proud of her. I feel like I know her really well, although I haven't technically met her in person yet. But my coworkers have. We went down and Haley went down and gave her the pendant and did all that for us. But hopefully we'll get down to LA pretty soon and go visit her and show some love and hopefully shoot some content and have a good time. So,
are there any other of the pieces that you have worked on that like are like your favorite, quote unquote, or stick out in your head or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioning the Anderson .Paak piece was pretty cool. I got the, I guess, privilege of sitting beside our designer during the whole situation when we went through the whole process, and I got to like make the photo background of the shots of Mac. It's a pendant that says "Dang," and it's an homage to Mac Miller. And I'm not going to talk a ton about it because there is limited info out about it. But yeah, it was a piece that we did for Anderson .Paak. We went down and delivered it to him, and it was just in honor of Mac, who passed away. And yeah, so I got to make like the background. There's like some photos of Mac Miller in the background of the pendant. I got to make that portion of it, and it was pretty cool stuff to do. And I hope that we do more of that. It's our brand is very small. You picture this podcast and we're small. It's in the beginning, and we're like that too in a jewelry sense. A lot of jewelers, there's jewelry companies out there. I'm not going to name any other names, but there's big brands out there that are, third, fourth, fifth generation jewelers that, make pendants for every celebrity rapper that you know. And so they've been their situation's been going on for a long time, whereas we're like 15 years in and we're only 9 years into our store. And we live in Edmonton, Alberta. Yeah. No disrespect to any rappers in town, but there's not a lot of huge rappers from Edmonton, Alberta, that are, buying jewelry like that. So there are a few, but not a ton. And so it's hard for us to get our name out there. But my boss, over the 15 years of the company so far, he has, he's a very, how do you say it? Like, you said when you met me, it was easy to talk to. Kix is the same.
Yeah.
He's very easy, chill guy. Like, you think like a owner of a jewelry company is going to be, not the most friendly person, but he's not. He's a small town kid, rides dirt bikes, rides BMX.
Genuinely has time for pretty much everyone.
Like, rode his BMX for dinner last week. Like, he's chill dude, and easy.
So many times I've been with him, and people have phoned him just to like ask his advice on problems and this and that, and like, whether they're his personal friends or he knows them through work or they're just like acquaintances. Like, I haven't worked there in a year, and like him and I still talk, but I could phone him and ask him for advice on a problem, and he talked to me on the phone for a half an hour, no problem. And he's a busy guy, but like he always has time for people and stuff like that. For sure.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, I mean, I think that there's lots more to come with the business. Like I said, we're a small business, small podcast, but you got to start somewhere, and eventually things will change. And I guess it's a bit, for me specifically, I think it's mindset. If you think it's small, it's going to stay small. If you think it can be big, it can be big. It's your mindset, right?
Yeah, I feel like you just got to work at it, keep promoting it, you know what I mean?
Consistency is key, and keep going, which...
I haven't seen much lately. Have you guys done any like sick pieces lately before we move off of you and your career? Hold on, Mike, just a little closer.
Yeah, you know what? Been a lot more like mainstream jewelry you've been making lately. A lot of memorials,
That's a big thing in the last like year or two. The
Yeah.
memorial pen.
Yeah,
There'll be a
and-
circle of diamonds, and then you'll put the picture of your
Yeah.
person in the middle.
Yeah, and then another, probably the biggest one in this calendar year, anyways. We did a piece for a guy named Skip to Fame. Skip to Fame is a part of the OVO group with Drake. He is very close with the team, and so we did a pendant for him. Shout out Kix. Kix did the pendant. It's a S2F pendant and then a big diamond Cuban link chain as well for him. So that's pretty cool. Like Drake's new videos that come out, like our pendants in the video and stuff. So it's cool to see. It's hard because like it's just a piece of jewelry. It doesn't like pause and say ding, made by Canadian Diamond Boys. So there's no, it's not like there's not like real, I guess, clout from it, but it's cool for us to see, and we know. And eventually, the more that there is of that, the more people will know, and you know, word will get around. And I think that we're doing more and more and more as the time comes. Toronto's a hard market to you know, get your foot in. There's big jewelers out there, and everybody wants to get the best quality for the least price, and it's really difficult to battle a market like that where they have that option. So it's difficult, it's difficult to get our foot in that door, because we're not trying to do the cheapest jewelry possible. We're trying to do the highest quality, the best
Green light.
best setting. Yeah, that's the goal, you know, is to get to a green light. There's some jewelers that we look up to, that we strive to be
What's
better
green
than
light?
one day. Green light is like here,
we just have a little couple. Whatever. Fuck it. I'm still a diamond boy.
Yeah.
We just got a couple phrases like mostly made by Dow Jones because he's just the fucking man. But like somewhere around a lot.
Yeah.
How much is that gonna cost?
Oh,
Somewhere
okay.
around a lot.
Okay.
A green
Yeah.
light's like, you come to me, Fred. I want a fucking pendant of whatever's cool to you. Fucking my dog Jules. That's fucking this big and that big. I don't get the green light. You let me know what I owe you at the end. Just go.
Yeah.
No, money's no
Go.
object. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's where you want to be, and deliver the highest quality. We're not trying to. There's lots of jewelers out there that can give a better price. If you check out our website, CanadianDiamondBoys.com, we're not the cheapest, but we make quality jewelry. We stand behind our jewelry. All the diamonds are warranted for a year for anything that falls out, as long as we see that you haven't beaten it against the wall, which is a lot of the time. People
You'd be
say-
surprised how many people come in. What happened to this watch, this chain, this whatever? I got to an argument with my girl, pitched it at the wall. It's like, well, fuck, dog, that's on you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Straight up.
And then we get guys that bring them in that look like that, and then they say, "I don't know, man. I had it on and it just fell off." I'm like, come on, bro. I seen you on Instagram stage diving, dude. Like, I've seen you, you know, or whatever. But no, it's man, what a squirrely industry.
I got a quick question. How do you guys? I'm sure this is a dumb question, but how do you guys like stamp, or like how can you identify that piece was made by you and not some? Like, do you guys have a little emblem
Yeah.
or a brand or
on the
something like
yeah.
on
that?
the back of mine is laser engraved my dog's name, and then at the bottom's the logo, and then underneath it's it's the logo with the leaf and the thing that says boys underneath
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and then it says the gold clarity and the diamond clarity. So it
Yeah.
says
Okay.
10 karat and then SI1 plus.
And that's like that's a pretty standard way of doing it, laser engrave. I do laser engraving myself. But the better way, or even better, like a lot of our jewelry now, we just emboss. Since Fred's, I mean, as the same thing, we just grow and come upon different methods. So we just emboss our logo on the back of all of our.
Had I got
pieces
this made now, as opposed to 3 years ago
Yeah.
or 4 years ago, when I did get it made, instead of having it laser engraved, when they cast the gold with the wax, they would have built in the specs
logo.
for that, so the gold literally had that made into it.
Yeah,
That
can't
the
rub it
logo
off.
was in
That's
there.
very cool.
And then, real quick, just on the specs, like I have SI1 diamonds, so and TJ will be this will be a little knowledge for all the people out there. Something that a jeweler can do that I know Cody does not do to people is you can lie when it comes to diamonds, like cut, clarity, color. What's the fourth one?
Cut, clarity, and color is your like clarity and color is your main two that a jeweler's talking about. Your SI, VS, clarity, and then your color, which is standard middle of the pack is like GH color. So just letters of the alphabet. So D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. The further you get down the line, the worse the color is.
The cloudier. It's
Yeah.
gonna be.
So what he was starting to touch on is like a jeweler can sell you VS clarity, but a low.
Rappers always say VS, like on my VVs, my VVSs.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then people go into the store and they say, I want a VVSs. It's like, yeah, okay. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, exactly. They know what they hear in pop culture or in rap music, and they say, I want VVS, I want VVS. So the jeweler give them VVS. Here you go, no problem. But then what they'll do to keep the price down, and that's how they can say, well, this guy over here offers the same thing for less money. They keep the price down sometimes with a lower color. So they'll put LMN color in a yellow. So when you get into LMN, the diamonds are going to have like a light yellow tinge, and they'll set those yellow diamonds in a yellow gold setting, so you don't notice that yellow tinge as much. You still have VVS clarity, but you have a slightly yellower diamond, and so that's one of the ways. There's several ways you can lower the price, but that's one way to keep the price down.
So for instance, we're talking about Kicks Cody being a good guy. When I'm getting my pendant, of course he's talking about the different diamond clarities. Like, yeah, in the budget that you've given to me, I could give you VSs or VVSs, so you can say that, but they're gonna be cloudier. I could drop you down to SI clarity, but the color are gonna be better, so it's actually gonna like shine better and reflect light better. And I was like, well, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Like he's helping me, you know what I mean?
So sometimes we'll say, just forget about rap, forget about pop culture, forget about VVs or whatever Lil Baby told you, and just hear us out, and we'll try. And we're all about education. Education is more important. You want to learn about what you're buying, what you're spending your money on, your hard-earned dollars. This guy's out here working 70 some hours a week. You want to make sure you're spending your money on what you're spending your money on, you know about. So we try to do that as best we can. Again, I've been in this for 4 years. My boss 15. We have there's endless amounts of knowledge. We learn new stuff all the time. So there's lots to go. We are not the most knowledgeable by any means, but we try to learn as much as we can so we can educate the customer as much as we can, so that we can, stand behind what we say, basically.
Yeah, and just be the most transparent. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's good to just be a stand-up dude.
yeah,
for sure.
exactly. Especially when there's like that much money involved. You don't want to get like the car salesman quote unquote rap about it. You know what I mean? Like that would be like being like, oh man, like look at this car. It's nice and pretty. It looks really nice. But then underneath, you know that engine's fucked. That transmission's fucked. You know what I mean?
Damn, did you get duped?
Kind of, yeah, not from a dealership, but like from a private sale.
Oh.
I bought my vehicle. I paid like 17 G's for it, and then like 2 or 3 weeks after I got it, the check engine light comes on, and then like I took it into Audi, and they basically gave me a bill saying I need a brand new engine.
Damn.
It was like fucking, I paid $11,500 for the brand new engine.
Oh.
So the whole vehicle cost me like almost 30 G's.
Damn.
And it's got 140,000 on it. So like, yeah,
Shit.
it was pretty shitty.
Damn.
Yeah, whatever.
You asked about Rachel earlier.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, that happened to her. Well, she bought a vehicle from an auction, it was like a 8-year-old vehicle, and then
Fusion?
no, it was an Equinox.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know how old it was at the time, but it was used. It was 4 or 5 years old, and she got this vehicle through her dad from an auction, and then the minute that they got it, they did a recall on piston rings in the engine.
Oh no.
No, it was good. It was like a hidden warranty with Chevy, and it was a dude, that was a hidden warranty with Chevy, and she got a new motor.
Really?
They took in her vehicle, rebuilt it all under warranty, everything. It was like some hidden warranty, all paid for. She got a whole new motor. Didn't have to pay a dime, so kind of opposites.
That's kind of
not to bring down your stuff.
It is what it is. I know how those recalls and shit work, because when I took my Audi in, they were like, oh, it looks like there's like a few recalls on this engine. We'll do those recalls for free, and you don't have to pay for that. That's just the way it is.
Oh.
It's all like, if there's a recall, yeah, you don't have to pay for that shit. They just take it in. But it would kind of been sick if I had the same thing, recall on the engine, and fucking had it all paid for. But yeah, no.
And it makes you wonder, like, did that person know?
See, and that's the thing is, I messaged them and I was like, yo, like, when was the last time you guys serviced this thing? Because the dealership was like it looks like there's like a lack of maintenance in here, or like I don't know if they were just not taking care of it. They're not changing the oil. They're not taking it in to get looked at. They just change the spark plugs or whatever the fuck you're supposed to do when they're supposed to. But like, I thought it's like, oh, I'm buying it off a couple old people. I'm sure they took care of it. But the way I look at it now is old people don't give a fuck about their... If they got money, they don't give a fuck. They're just going to buy something that's nice, drive it. When there's something wrong with it, they'll just trade it in and get something new instead of taking it in to go and get serviced.
Legitimately a fact.
Yeah,
From
man.
the dealership I worked at, there's a couple old people that would buy a brand new car every other year.
Yeah, man, because they don't want to have to deal with the maintenance of it. They just fucking change the oil or whatever, if that, and then just go and buy a brand new vehicle and give it to somebody else. You know,
Damn.
when I took it in, I was like, oh, it's just a simple misfire. You know what I mean? They'll change the fuel injectors or they'll change the spark plugs and everything will be fine. Then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, you got fucking pieces of engine bay like this big inside, they're floating around inside your motor. You got oil, like metal shavings in the oil pans.
Did he race it or what?
I have no idea, man. Like all the pistons, like the inside the cylinder. There's the piston that goes inside the cylinder, while on the pistons and on the inside of the cylinder, it's all like burnt and scored and shit. Where they're like the metal shavings were going on the sides of the piston. So it's like, man, what the fuck did these people do to this thing?
Damn.
And yeah, it runs good now. So yeah, whatever. I'll drive it till it dies.
I keep getting recalls for my airbags in my car, but
Really?
yeah.
Don't get into an
Who
accident.
needs airbags?
Well, I feel like if I get hit in that car, airbags aren't really gonna save
No,
me.
you
anyways,
get-
so.
I'm
Make
gonna
it
knock
to-
on wood. I'm 34 and I've never felt airbags.
Really?
Me neither. So shout out, yeah.
I felt the back of a seat. once.
32 and I've never felt airbags. Yeah.
Fuck, lucky on both of you guys.
I didn't even.
I felt
do
them a
it,
couple
but
times.
I felt the back seat of an SUV once with no seatbelt on it. 80 into a parked car.
Damn.
Ooh.
Into a parked car?
Yeah, my homie fell asleep at the wheel and hit a parked car doing like 80 with me and all my homies in there.
Damn.
Yeah. The only person wearing a seatbelt though was my homie in the front seat, which is good. We hit it so hard his glasses flew off. He's straight blind without his glasses. His glasses were gone. My homie at the time, he's like throws it. He hit 3 parked cars and he's on someone's lawn. It's like 6:30 in the morning, and he throws it in reverse and just pins it like he's leaving the scene. I'm like, nope, fuck this, I'm out. I jump out the side. My other homie jumps out the other side. We're just halfway down the street. This guy's doing a burnout on these people's front lawn, trying to leave the scene. I'm like, we're not leaving the scene of nothing. And he ended up couldn't leave, and we go back over there, and he's just picking up pieces. Cops came. Nothing even happened from it.
Really?
Well, he lost his job and his vehicle. Sorry, by nothing happened, I meant nothing legally. He didn't get a Dewey, nothing. Not a
Really?
thing. Yeah. He hadn't drank in a while, but it was like he drank till like 3 a.m, went home, couldn't sleep. He stayed up all night, calls us at like 6. He's like, yo, I'm coming to get you. We're going for McDonald's. Go for McDonald's. Coming back from McDonald's, my house was on a crescent, and I lived on the far side of the crescent, and he took the first turn, and we took the long way around, and the first straight in the crescent, I'm just sitting there, I'm just eating my food, eating some nuggets or something, and I just feel the vehicle, and I look forward, and he's just slumped on the wheel, and just boom, right into 3 parked cars. Yeah, it was crazy. And and that was like 10 years ago, and now I just bought a house, and it's a block away, like the other side of 34th Ave, right near it, so crazy.
That's crazy.
So crazy. I just went to Montreal with that homie. Shout out, Kunj. But yeah.
We
That-
might have to bleep that one. I don't know if he wants his name out there for that.
At least it's not as bad as the one I had to use for Nico.
What's that?
The bleep button I had to
Oh
use
yeah,
for,
that.
Don't say it again, 'cause I don't like-
I won't say it again, but yeah, that was just a joke.
Yeah. Now I want to know, but I'll what
We-
episode?
I'll check it
Two
out. I think
episodes
I put
ago,
it in
I
the
think.
description that I had to use the bleep button potentially. So
Oh, okay.
no, I'm just saying so you can probably identify it by that.
Yeah, I'll tell you when the podcast is over what I said.
I played it for
Off-air.
Francesco in the Duramax, and he just started laughing his ass off. I was like, "Sounds about right."
Do you guys want to talk about a couple of things that have happened lately before we get to a would you rather or whatever?
I could talk about my golf trip a little bit, but
Yeah, go
Oh yeah,
ahead.
do it up.
I went to Kamloops week before, I think. It was pretty sick. Me and 7 other buddies all drove down there, went golfing at some pretty. I would say they're fairly prestigious courses.
Bougie.
Yeah, the one course is rated like, I think number 1 in BC and like number 6 in
Western BC.
something like that.
Or
Like,
Western Canada.
I kind of want to say
Canada?
in Canada, but it's not in Canada, because the one that where I look up my golf courses, there's like 100, top 100 or whatever, and it wasn't on, like, it was like number 50 or 40 or some shit, but it was super super sick. And yeah, had a good time.
You play any good rounds or anything like that?
Yeah, I actually, at that course, the first course, Tobiano, I shot a 90, and I didn't even play the last hole, so I gave myself a bogey. So it could have been a little bit better.
For us,
Play the last hole.
It was time permitting. We got there at like 2 o'clock or like 3 o'clock. Our tee time was at 4 or something like that, and we're on hole 16, and there was guys behind us. So there was 2 groups of us, and we're like kind of slowing it down, like slowing the pace down. The guys that were behind us skipped a hole and went in front of us. So when we got to hole 17, they were on the tee box. So we had to wait for them to finish hole 17 so we could finish it. So they ended up playing hole 18, and we had to take the carts back. So, yeah. And then we golfed at another place called Sun Peaks, which is the highest elevated tee box in all of BC, I think. Maybe even all of Canada. I don't know anywhere. Where in Canada is higher than BC mountains? Is there like East Coast? Is that higher?
I don't think so.
Probably lower, right? So maybe.
I know there's like some sort of mountain-esque stuff around there, but I think those are mostly in the States. Isn't there
No.
like some?
I don't think
little
anything's at
mountain
that
range down there?
elevation.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
think
that's
anything
what I'm
even
thinking.
close.
So that it might even be the highest in Canada, which was pretty sick. And the hole was like, you're standing up there and you're just like fucking looking straight down. The hole's like way over there. It's like, holy fuck.
Did a
man.
Sherpa have to show you to your tee box?
Pretty
to get all
close.
the way up the mountain.
Pretty fucking close.
A couple extra oxygen tanks.
Well, it doubles as in the wintertime, it's a ski resort in the wintertime, golf course in the summertime, and then there's like biking trails and shit all around there. So it's like it was pretty cool. Sun Peaks is what that one's called.
What ups a golf course's top rated level, like as far as the services and the actual course? Does scenery matter?
I'm sure it has a finer D. I'm sure that's somewhere in the ranking.
What if you have a PGA level course in Saskatchewan? Is it going to rank as high as something
like
with
that
more scenery?
Doesn't exist.
Well,
Potentially.
there's
But he's
like
just saying, like, if some rich
Oh,
person went there,
hypothetically.
like Donald Trump has his own golf course, Michael Jordan or whatever. Elon Musk chooses fucking Saskatchewan and builds like the sickest fucking greens, the craziest course.
Yeah.
Everything's maintained.
Is it not as
to
cool
the
as one in
tits.
BC because of the mountains?
I
I wonder.
I
On their
would
rating list, I wonder.
Yeah, I don't actually know how they rate courses. The way I think they would rate it is by quality of the greens, quality of the fairways, the grass around it, the tee boxes, how well they keep it in shape,
All the maintenance.
all the maintenance to it, the sand, the quality of sand, and then I would say that the scenery does help it for sure. Like we have a course here, Northern Bear. I don't know if you've heard of it. It used to be a Jack Nicklaus certified course, so I'm thinking that he designed it, but then. So people go around, like I say I'm a fucking certifier or whatever. I go around to all these courses and I look at this course, Jack Nicklaus, used to be Jack Nicklaus certified. I go there and look and it's like, okay, well, this isn't up to the standards. This is not up to the standards. This isn't. I can no longer classify this as Jack Nicklaus certified course. So now, like, that course is not certified anymore because of the quality and I would say lack of maintenance to keep it up to that standard.
I want to make jewelry that's at a TJ level standard one day. You know, I want to be the Jack Nicklaus.
That would be sick, man.
That's pretty pimp. I think he's a dope guy. I'm not a big golfer, but I don't follow him, but I think he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, that'd have to be like, I don't know, Ben Baller or somebody,
Yeah, it'd be cool to have like it'd be cool just to have your name as a standard for anything.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Next time I drive on a dope road, I'm gonna be like, this is a Zach level paved road.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
That's funny because I learned a lot of the initial stuff from that guy right there.
Oh, okay. Word.
Yeah, that's how Zach came into the friend group, was working through Nico, right? You guys met working there?
Paving. Yeah, the first day I met Nico, he had a black eye, and I was like, I don't think I'm meant to work here. I was pretty soft back then, and I was like, I don't know if I'm built for this.
Do you still work together?
No.
No.
Nico's
Yeah.
a welder now.
I'm a welder now, yeah.
Oh, nice. My brother-in-law's a welder.
Nice.
Yeah.
Has he got his own rig and shit?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Works in Nisku.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You what, like pipe welder?
Everything, but he did, for a little while was doing prefab CCAM homes.
Okay.
So he did oil field a lot, and then he started a family. He's got like a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So now he was doing like prefab homes for a while, and then he's back working in Nisku, like welds on rigs and,
Oh, yeah,
and all
okay.
sorts of stuff. But I think everything he does is like in Nisku or like the area south of the city. He doesn't like go away on for.
Oh, yeah,
he doesn't
he's-
go out in the field.
He's not on the pipeline or anything
No,
like that.
no.
Yeah,
He's got
Home
two,
every night.
yeah, he's got 2 kids and wife works too. So, but yeah, he's been a welder for quite a long time.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, welding's pretty cool.
Yeah. How long you been doing it?
I've been in the industry for I want to say this is upcoming 4 years. And
Hold on a sec, TJ. Not to be a dink, but when the more you play with the freaking line, I can hear it in my ears.
This switch.
No, just the actual
this.
the line.
Oh,
this part,
it's
yeah.
like me.
It's just because
I end up doing that
Yeah,
shit
and
too.
I want you to sound good on
Yeah,
the podcast.
I got you.
yeah, so I've been in the industry for like 4 years, but I'm not gonna lie, I was slacking on going to school, and then COVID came around, and then school wasn't a thing. But I'm actually going to school in like fucking 2 weeks, less than
Are
2
you
weeks.
at Nate or are you going to Sate?
South Campus, Nate.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I'm assuming not this Monday or
Not
yeah.
tomorrow, but next Monday.
Yeah, like 13 days away or whatever.
Okay, so that'll be like
2 Mondays.
October 17th.
15th, something like
Right
that.
after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'll go there in
How long is that for?
2 months.
And what is your company covering a wage for you while you're gone? Or are you gonna?
No.
You
So
gotta take a layoff, right?
yeah, so they'll just fucking lay me off or whatever, and then I'll have to. So you can apply for like a loan from. I think it's either from Nate or from like the apprenticeship board. They'll give you. Pretty sure they give you $4,000 every year you go to school, but you obviously have to pay it back. So I might apply for that 4 Gs. Or I'm just going to go on EI. And yeah.
I do what everyone is faster. I know the EI is like, some people say like 6-8 weeks.
Yeah, sometimes EI takes a little bit of time. When I was paving, every winter I would go on EI and like, it was fucking super quick for me. As soon as I signed up, as soon as I punched my shit in, I'd have my check like right away. I don't know if it's because they know that I do this every year and they see it's like, oh, okay, this guy's legit. He does it every year, same time every year. Boom, this is that easy for him. And instead of people doing it for the first time, then they got to kind of look into it and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so
How do you even apply for it? Do you have to go online or do you have to call a place?
EI?
Yeah.
No, you just go you go on to fucking EI Alberta or whatever it is. They give you a little code, 4-digit code. You punch in the 4-digit code, and then every 2 weeks you have to do a report.
Yeah, I heard that. Did you have to be actively looking for work or something?
Kind of like I never had that ever. I think it was Franny who told me, or somebody
Yeah,
told
that's
me.
who told me too.
Yeah, they went on EI, and then fucking a couple months in or whatever, they were like, "Yo, for you to keep your EI going, you have to go to this like find work seminar where there's like 50 different companies, and you go and talk to them and see if you can find a job or whatever." I never ever had that happen.
Like, I don't got time. I got to go to school.
Yeah, exactly. And like I don't like in the report it says things like are you a student? Or so I would obviously put yes, I'm a student. Did I ask you things like when was your last day worked? Have you been out of Canada? Fucking, it literally takes 3 minutes to fill the fucking thing out. You know what I mean? The hardest part is putting like your last day worked, or like, you know what I mean, your last day worked, or your period from here to there, and trying to remember which day it was and shit. Like, otherwise it's super easy. But I'll probably just apply for that 4Gs, keep it in my pocket, and then if I really need it, I'll use it.
Dip into it.
Yeah. And then when they come ask for it back, they could just take it off my paycheck after I get that raise.
Get a raise?
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh, I guess after school, yeah.
Yeah, after school, like I'll probably get like a.
Careful.
Yeah. Your DMs might blow up with some
Yeah, you never know.
Some thirsty young
They
men.
might be watching.
Just joking.
Well, I'll get second year rate. So like,
Stare into the camera and tell them what your raise is going to be.
get second year welder rate at.
Throw your SIN number in there too.
Yeah, it'll be decent. I'll be happy with it. I'll be for the most part anyway. And then when I go to third year, fourth year, like yeah.
When are you getting? What year are you gonna get to when you were at the highest level of your paving wage? Like, what year is that gonna be?
Damn near
Attaboy, nice.
second year. So
Start chipping down on that Audi.
yeah, exactly. Like third year I'll be making more than I was paving, and then journeyman I'll be
Sky's the limit.
yeah. But then when you become a journeyman, the whole goal is to become a B pressure welder.
And then you get your own rig, right?
Then you get your own rig, exactly, and
So
then
you can't have your own rig unless you're a B pressure.
no,
welder?
you can
save up the money for it.
you can
Oh,
have
okay,
a rig.
okay.
You can have a rig. Like I
You
be,
could have a rig right now because most of them rent it out to people, right?
not most of them.
Oh.
Like all the guys that I work with, all the rig welders that I work with, they all run their own rig.
And it just saves them money. So, like, how does that make you more money if you're not renting it out? I guess is what I'm asking.
Because you are getting paid the full amount. So like I'm a rig welder, I ask you to run my rig for me. Well, now I get paid, we'll say $120 an hour. Well, now I got to pay you $40 an hour to run my rig. Instead, if I work, I get paid $120 an hour. I get all the money myself. I don't have to give you any. You know what I mean? So like it's better to run your own rig as long as you want to work.
Yeah.
If you're willing to work, you can run your own rig. But like, you could be a second year with your rig, but are you going to find a company that's going to pay you to have your rig on?
because you're only a second year.
Exactly. And like the whole key is like when you become a B pressure welder, that means you can now weld on pressured pipe that goes into production. And that's like the highest level of like welding in that aspect. Like
It's probably the most important.
yeah, it's the most important, and it's the most like scrutinized by the companies that you are working for. Like these guys that weld every day, depending on the piece that they welded on, it's either a 10% or 100% X-ray. So if it's 100%, then that means every single weld on that piece of pipe is getting X-rayed. And once it gets X-rayed, if it doesn't pass X-ray, then that means you have to find the problem inside of it, repair it, and then it gets X-rayed again. And if it fails, then you got to cut it apart and redo it completely. So that costs a lot of fucking money for the company. And too many of those, you're going to be wrapping up your cables and looking for another job.
Or another career.
Or another career.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of things. People say, like, oh, welding's easy. It's like, okay, well, yeah, maybe it can be easy once you know what you're doing and like you get that experience. But like it's a lot of mental pressure because you're thinking there's pieces of pipe you can't see inside of it, because when you weld it, your first pass that you make is you're welding inside of the pipe. You're putting a bead on the inside of the pipe. So once it's fucking closed, you can't see inside of it. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, well, is it welded properly? Is it good? Did I start here finish here, and then when I come back around, is this tied in properly? Is your weld good? Like, you're sitting there thinking, hard to sleep. You know, my dad said, is like, man, for the first 5 years when I was a welder, I barely fucking slept because I was constantly worrying about if I'm gonna get fucking fired tomorrow because I got too many repairs. You know, so like, yeah, it's
If you're on your own rig, no one's gonna fire you for your repairs
well, but
necessarily. The company might say, "Hey, man, you're not for us,"
exactly.
but you're still your own boss.
You still have to
Exactly.
take the rig with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get to take the rig with you, but that just means now you have to go and find another company to work for.
Find more
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
But you're also more appealing because you're bringing your rig.
Yeah.
for the most part, yes. But
It's your own insurance, your own liabilities.
yes,
Your own materials.
You're a contractor, yeah. So like there is companies out there that do like full supply, which means like they'll give you don't have to bring welding rods, you don't have to bring grinding discs, you don't have to bring fucking fuel. They'll give you your fuel, your zip cuts, all this shit. But then there's other companies that are like, okay, well, we just supply welding rods and zip discs and grinding discs. Other than you have to bring your own fuel, you know. So that's like our company. You just have to bring your own fuel and whatever. But
It also comes with registering a business. You gotta register your business usually when you.
that's right. Yeah.
Once you get your own thing. My brother-in-law said like that was a big headache for him. He considered a lot of times just not re-registering the business and just work for a company instead because
Taxes.
oh yeah, he's
business
quarterly
shit,
quarterly
blah, blah,
GST, all that stuff. It's like almost way more of a headache than just making a little bit less and working for a company and just 9 to 5 and go home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leave work at work.
Yeah.
And have that company like do everything for you, because
Yeah.
like all the guys that I work with, they all have accountants. They all keep their receipts. They all have to go fucking.
But then you get to write shit off.
you do get to
How
write
much
shit
how
off.
much work do you want to put in can be balanced with how much you get back from
And
how
you can
good
write
your
off the
accountant
rig.
is.
Yes, but that's the thing is they don't get anything back. They don't get money back. They're just like when
Don't they have the ability to earn more because they're paying less of taxes from writing it off?
yeah, but they don't like. It's not really like that. So like, you know what a write-off actually is?
Doesn't it just like lower the amount of taxes you have to
So
pay at the end of the year?
if you buy, say you go and buy a work truck and you use it for work,
Yeah.
and you paid $30,000 for that truck. Well, if you write that off, you don't have to pay tax on that $30,000.
Oh,
like,
okay.
on the
So that
truck.
30 G's doesn't go against your taxes. It doesn't add to
Well,
your
it's
tax
essentially
bill.
the same. It wouldn't add to your bill, so it would be reducing it, similar to what you're saying.
Yeah, you earn more money because you're not paying those taxes.
Yeah.
Yes, but like every year, like my dad's got to pay like 50 G's in taxes.
Yeah, but if he wasn't writing shit off, it'd be 70. So
Yeah.
he still kept 20 G's.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Like
much.
if I was just working for the company and I didn't have the ability to write anything off, perfect hypothetical world here, and you did, and our expenses were the same, but you could write off gas and food. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm gonna owe 70 grand at the end of the year. You're gonna owe 50 grand at the end of the year. We both made 100 grand. You kept more money
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah, and they,
in layman's terms.
they have to pay like GST and shit. They have to pay their fucking what's they're like insurance, like not CWB. What the fuck do they call that?
WCB?
WCB, yeah. They got to pay their own WCB. They got to pay like. There's a lot of rig welders out there who get paid like $130 an hour. They go live out of town. They get subbed like $250 a day. Like they make like fucking 300 G's a year. But then they're like, oh man, I make all this money, blah blah blah. Then they go and spend it all, and then come tax time, they don't have enough money to pay for it. So then now they owe the company or they owe the government 30, 40, 50 grand. Okay, well, next year I'll pay it.
Yeah.
Well, next year comes around, they pay off the 50 grand, but now they have to pay 50 grand for the next year.
The taxes for the
yeah,
next
so
year.
you
Yeah,
end
they
up
never
getting
they never get
they
ahead.
never fucking get ahead. Yeah, man. So like you have to be smart with your money when it comes to that. And you have to like you just have to be smart with your money when it comes to that.
I know like a couple guys like work in the field and they get every day per diem for living and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, sub, yeah.
Yeah, so like these two brothers I know, they just bought a camper and just parked that bitch right beside the pipeline, and they're just taking 250 or 300 each per day.
Pay off that camper.
Yeah, they're taking in $300 a day for living and just living in the camper. So
Yeah,
that
man.
like that's a lot of money if you're working
That's
like a
free money.
yeah, if you're working a 20 day hitch or whatever, and you 20 days and you're making 300 a day just for living, and you're not even spending that. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
They're giving you $300 a day, which 200 of should have gone to a hotel, and then they're giving you the 100, just easy numbers.
Yeah, man.
You're just keeping all that. You're spending
Straight
the
up.
100 on food, the same whatever you got to eat. That $200 just pay off the camper.
Yeah, plus their wage
Plus,
of like
yeah.
probably like $130 an hour, and they're probably working like 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day on the fucking pipeline, and like
Then you just end up like Hank. You just buy equipment and open your own fucking company. I know we're slightly getting up against time though. Do you have anything for us, or do you want us to keep bullshitting?
I got some facts. I got some jewelry related facts.
cool.
And you can let us know if they're like bullshit or not.
I'll
or you
do
can
my
just-
best.
Okay.
I'll do my
And
best.
then I have a question, like a hypothetical question. So whichever one you want to do
Beauty.
first.
Let it rip, whatever.
Is there
Okay.
a would you rather?
Well, that I switched up the would you rather for
Okay.
the hypothetical, but it's still a. We'll go with that one. Okay, think of all the fast food mascots, right? You got Wendy, you got Grimace, you got the Hamburglar. Out of
Ronald.
out of all of the fast food mascots, if there's a Royal Rumble, who's winning? Is it Wendy? Is it Carl's Jr.? Is
Who's
it?
Carl Jr.
I
mascot?
don't fucking know.
It's a star, isn't it?
Isn't
Star,
it? Yeah.
yeah.
So well,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
pretty intense. What about the King?
That
from
was just
Burger
gonna, I got
King?
my vote. The Burger King, man. The King gonna
Yeah.
win.
What about the Jolly BB?
Nah, the King.
I think the Hamburglar.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's a sneaky bastard.
Yeah, yeah. He reminds me of Rey Mysterio Jr.
That's pretty
Wear a
funny.
mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of blanking on all of them, but I was gonna say like the Hamburglar or like Grimace or
Grimace?
somebody.
I
Yeah.
don't even. What is
Grimace
Grimace?
That
Big
purple,
purple
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the purple one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is he even supposed to represent?
I have-
jam.
Yeah, the
Good
jam you put
question.
on toast.
What about you?
The King.
Burger King.
The King, yeah.
All right, good enough.
He's already got the crown.
The Colonel.
Oh, that's what I was.
Colonel
thinking.
Sanders.
That's
yeah.
kind of what I was thinking. He also has 11 herbs and spices you can throw in your eyes and distract you.
11.
Okay, so the jewelry related facts, and if you know if it's bullshit, just let me know because it's
Okay.
just off of the site.
Yeah.
Apparently, rose gold is made of copper and gold.
Yeah,
Okay, that's true.
it is true. We add copper to it. All gold has alloys mixed in. So usually nickel and zinc and
And
other-
it doesn't that
palladium.
this says that the rose gold is technically supposed to cost less, but because people it's such high demand that they have the ability to raise prices, or what would you say about that?
No, well, it's the same.
Yeah.
The mixture's the same. If you got really down to it, is palladium more money than copper? I'm not sure, but like,
Yeah, because the
you
gold is
got
still
down
going to be
to-
the same.
Yeah.
It's the other mixture. If you're talking the material cost for what you're mixing in, but I
Yeah.
mean,
that stuff, it's not a factor. The purity of the gold. So 10 karat gold is 41.7% pure gold. 14 karat gold is 58% pure gold. And then 18 karat gold is 75% pure gold. So
Dang.
it doesn't matter if it's
And the higher
yellow, blue.
the higher the concentration, the more malleable it is.
True, softer it would be,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently most diamonds are between 1 and 3 billion years old.
Damn, yeah.
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 Real
Damn.
pearls take about 3 years to make.
Real pearls, yeah.
Yeah.
And I read a thing like only 20. I could be way off, but I think it's like a low number. Like 20% of all pearls in existence, only 20% are natural.
Really?
Really?
Well, because
Yeah.
the next fact says only 1 in 1,000 oysters can actually produce a pearl.
Right, and they by natural I mean like just found in the ocean.
Yeah.
They culture them like in Asia. They
Farm.
they farm oysters and then they genetically modify them and use other things to further along the process so they can make pearls faster than
Dang.
3 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
but they also make synthetic pearls as well.
Really?
Yes.
What? So what is an actual real pearl just like calcium, or what would it be? made
I don't
of?
what I actually don't know what
Okay,
a
I
client
wonder-
or
I
what
guess
an
I could
oyster
look that
uses
up
to
and
make.
Look it up, bro.
Okay, quickly before I say that.
Go for it. On the age of a diamond, that's the difference between you hear Spence Diamonds on the radio say artisan created diamonds.
Yeah.
So artisan created diamonds are lab grown diamonds. They're grown in a lab using carbon, high pressure, high temperature, and they in a plasma chamber they they grow a diamond out of carbon. So a lab-made diamond is material-wise made of the exact same material as a earth-grown diamond. The difference is just that one took millions or billions of years to produce in the earth under high temperature and high pressure, whereas these guys just made it in a lab in a day. Or I actually don't know if it takes a day or however long it takes to grow one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the billions of years old, that's the difference. So they try and say it's environmentally friendly, which it probably is, and et cetera, but they are man-made diamonds, essentially. Not fake, man-made. Still, you can get them graded, GIA certified, everything. But yeah, the billions and billions of years is the difference between a natural diamond and a lab-grown diamond.
Okay.
Or artisan-created diamond.
Cool.
Yeah.
It says a pearl here. Contrary to popular belief, pearls hardly ever result from the intrusion of a grain of sand into the oyster shell. Instead, a pearl forms when an irritant, such as wayward food particle, becomes trapped in the mollusk. And then it's composed, it turns into a calcium carbonate. So,
Yeah, mostly calcium.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
it's
I
like the
Googled
oyster's
too.
one tooth, and then we take it out. And it's rounded around because it just swirls around in there in the water.
I wonder in the hierarchy of like oysters in the oyster kingdom, if you have like a pearl, you're at the top of the food chain, they look down on the other oysters like, you fucking losers.
And the size of
You
the
can't
size of your pearl.
Yeah.
My nut is bigger than your nut.
Okay, that's all I got for you, boys.
This one guy at my work this week had a pretty funny would you rather, but this one gets pretty crude.
Okay, go for it.
Would you rather suck a dick for $1 million or get fucked in the ass for $5
$5 or 5 million?
million?
I was like, that's a fuck.
Damn.
It's a tough one.
I'd suck a dick for $1 million.
Okay, then a follow-up to that is, would you do a really good job so it's over quick, or would you?
Yep. That's exactly it, man. Where the other way, you're at the mercy of this guy and how long he wants to take.
Yeah.
Damn.
The other way, man, you can fucking.
Yeah.
What if it was a fucking stinky dick?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Smells
man,
a rough one, bro.
I mean, it comes down to would you rather control of the situation or not?
That's right.
Yeah.
I want control. If
You don't want him
that's the
taking
case-
his time back
Fuck.
there.
Exactly. That's exactly it. You know what I mean? Like, you get that shit done as quick as possible. Yeah, man. Trust me.
Why do we have to?
Listen,
I'll take your word for it, bro.
There's a guy at work, man. There's a guy at work, man. I'm not gonna
Best
name.
line of the day.
I'm not gonna name his name, but there's a guy at work. He says this shit all the time. Would you suck a guy's cock for? Would you suck fucking the other guy over there who's working? Would you suck his cock for fucking $50,000 or shit like that? Like these hypotheticals, or when you say it's crude, this is fucking that's nothing. But he's like, oh man, would you let this guy fucking sodomize you and come in your ass for like fucking this much money? It's just like, Jesus, bro, you are fucked up, man. He's just like, yeah. So
Francesco asks very similar questions to everybody on the work call. He's like, when he walks up, he's like, would you rather fuck Wayne or Ed?
dude, that's the same thing, man. Like, would you rather suck this guy's dick or this guy's dick? And they're both like crippled old fucking 70-year-olds, and it's like, yo, I'd rather suck that guy's dick because he'll probably blow his load in a second. You know what I mean? So
Damn.
yeah.
What a good way to end the episode.
Yeah,
funny.
that's been another episode of 7 Days Makes 1 Week. Thank you, TJ, for joining us.
Fuck
Thanks for
yeah.
having me.
Peace.